What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with another live watch along. I feel quite proud of myself, actually. I was almost talking myself out of it, but nah, we're here, people. It's a big game. And I like these watch alongs sometimes even more because I'm just relaxed. Arsenal have handled their business, won the game. We're in the next round of the cup, the FA Cup, and we can enjoy a top quality game. And for me, it's the biggest club game in world football. A little bit disappointed, by the way, though. Kylian Mbappe is on the bench. I know he's been out with an injury. I thought he was going to play, but apparently he's only just come back. So they've got him on the bench. Big up to everyone. There you go. We're vibe along business, vibe along business. And I know most of you was thinking in the comments, he ain't coming back for this watch along. We've heard that before. But I'm here, people. You know what I mean? I'm here. By the way, if you're a Manchester United fan, you might want to look away now. You remember when the news used to come on before match of the day? And they were like, and if you don't want to know the scores, look away now. And you had to yo, let me not see if we won or not. You know what I mean? If you're a Manchester United fan, maybe look away now. Da 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 da. Danny Welbeck, da 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 da. Danny Welbeck, da 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 da. Danny Welbeck. Imagine your team season being over in January. Yo, we just got, Father Christmas has just gone. And your season's done, locked off. No Europe, no Carabao Cup, no FA Cup. You're nowhere near going to win the Premier League. You're done, you're finished. Lock it off. Go on holiday, go Cancun. It's over. And you've sacked your manager. Them, I tell you what, Man United content creators, you are going to have to get creative. You know what I mean? You're going to be doing Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. You're going to be doing watch-alongs of every other team. Your season's finished. It's crazy. Even Tottenham are in Europe. What the hell has happened to Man United? They are absolutely finished. Season done in January. Welle. I love that picture. Not even Pele, Welle. Welbeck's a good player, I actually think Welbeck deserves a huge amount of credit. Like, this guy left Arsenal years ago. Went to, I think he went to, did he go to Watford? I think he went to Watford. Gone to Brighton and just 8 Premier League goals this season. And what a goal he scored today, man. He's the bookie's favourite to go to the World Cup as the backup striker for Harry Kane. And listen, I think he deserves it. 35 years of age and still balling out at Brighton. Big up man like Welbs. I think Arsenal fans will always have respect for Danny Welbeck. He wasn't amazing for us, but we just always liked him. The celebration when he done the Salt Bay celebration. I always liked Welbs. I always liked him when he scored at Man United and celebrated. And I thought, wow, boyhood came through the system. He didn't give a damn. Get MJ on. Yeah, I think MJ might be a little bit quiet today. MJ, if you're out there, it's safe. You're probably listening. I know he listens in. Just step forward. This is a safe space. We might have to do Man United therapy to get them through it. See, Welbeck's better than Gyökeres. I mean, I don't see any lies right now, I'll be honest with you. In the Premier League, Welbeck would be more effective. Look at the way he runs the channels. Look at that finish today. That goal today is better than anything I've seen from Gyökeres. I hate to say that because I liked Gyökeres when we signed him, but that's a Michael Jackson turned into Prince. No, it's all mad. It's all mad. Oh, bro, I was at that game. Welbeck, Leicester. I left the stadium thinking we were champions. What I will say is Sesko's movement is good. And he scored again, didn't he, today? I think he still hasn't scored more than Gyökeres, but speed's in Kenya. Yeah, man, he's on an African tour, innit? It's great to see. Great to see. I watched a couple of bits. I think he was in Zimbabwe the other day. I saw that bit. you know what's crazy about this game? I don't know if anyone's seeing this, right? But the game kicks off at 7 p.m. on TNT, and the program comes on at 7 p.m. What I mean, what is this FIFA? You're just going to show us the team and then kick off straight away. You know, I mean, I need a bit of build-up. The game's huge. I want to see these players. But no, we got a good win today. Handled our business. Reaction videos out. Make sure you watch that after this stream. I think overall it was a positive. Disappointed we conceded, but after that, and we could have beat them by more. We missed a penalty. Martinelli missed the tap in. We had a couple half chances at the end. They ran out of steam. So I think the biggest positive of today, from an Arsenal point of view, is, you know, Declan Rice, Saka didn't come on the pitch, and Saliba and Trossard were left out of the squad. So, you know, some of our important players didn't feature, which was really good. And that's what we need. We're going to be fresh going into that Chelsea game on Wednesday. And that, for me, is a huge game, by the way. It's a huge game. Look, they're doing a crazy light show and fireworks. Do you know what? You know, if I'd have... I didn't know that game was happening in Saudi. I should have planned that and gone to that. I actually didn't know that game was happening. I would have genuinely loved to have gone to that. Got an Eddie hat-trick still. Got it. I mean, I hope so. He needs to do it more in the Prem as well. Guna Carlos, I'll say it because no one else want to. Those 20 minutes of Havertz at 9 were the best striker play we've seen all year. Going to help us as a starter. I think that's cap. I'll be honest. I think you're gone too far this time, Biggs. You're gone too far. He wasn't that good. But he was decent. It's the movement, the link-up play. He understands how to play the system. For anybody who hasn't watched my reaction video to the game, I quickly went through the comments that Arteta made after the game. If you haven't seen these, I'm just going to show you quickly. I know this is Barca Real, but look at these comments. Basically are saying, Gyökeres, mate, keep yourself wrapped up. Get your thermals ready. You're about to have a long spell on the bench. Look at these comments from Mikel Arteta regarding Kai Havertz after the game. You've never heard him speak like this about Gyökeres ever. Check this. Arteta on Havertz. He said, the last few minutes, I was just watching him move and his awareness. The way he needs to move, when he needs to move, in relation to what he moves. Waffling again. It's just great to watch. We miss him big time. He's back with us, and now we need to maintain his fitness because he's a very important player for us. Game, set, match. Kai Havertz, 6 love, 6-1, 6 love. Gyökeres, get yourself some thermals. Get yourself prepared to be sitting down on the bench once this guy is fit and available. Listen, one thing I will say, Havertz, Gyökeres, sorry. The one thing I say about Gyökeres, he's had a lot of opportunities, you know. So it's not like he can say, listen, man, I haven't had a chance. Like, you're going to be like, bro, you've had so many chances to prove that you're the right man to play and lead the line. You know, I don't think you'll be seeing that Gyökeres celebration for the foreseeable future. You've never heard him speak like that. Listen, the reality of the situation, Gyökeres hasn't done enough. You know, it's a reality. Eze hasn't done enough either. And this is just the building blocks to get you ready for the new contract. You're going to see him sitting down with Berta and Arteta signing a contract extension. I'll be real. Steel cap Gyökeres, yeah. He's on the building site in the morning. Nah, listen, it's a shame. And I still hope he does something second half of the season. But Gyökeres, he's got a lot of competition now. Opportunities, how many through balls? Yeah. But you know what, Fitz, is as much as I don't feel we've used him properly as a striker, you know, you can't just rely on a through ball. I know that's his strength. And ultimately, why sign? You know, it's like signing a boat and putting it on the road. It ain't going to work. You know, you're just going to scrape it up and mash it up. But he can't be just, if I don't get a through ball, I can't do anything else. I still hope. I'm sitting here saying this though, people. At this moment in time, listen, I'm not convinced by what I've seen from Gyökeres. I'm still hoping there's a way that he can figure this out and do something for us, because the guy, he was a bagsman, you know. But anyway, right. I'll talk about Arsenal in more detail maybe later on. I am going to focus on this game. It is Barcelona against Real Madrid. It is the Spanish Super Cup final. It's moved to Saudi Arabia. And we're going to talk through the teams. Juan Garcia starts in goal for Barcelona. That is the goalkeeper that we were actually going to sign from Espanyol. And obviously we got Kepa instead. He's starting. The back four, Koundé at right back, Balde at left back, Eric Garcia and Kubasi, the two centre-backs. It's mad because a couple of years ago, I really thought Araujo was the main centre-back coming through Barcelona. And he's just a forgotten man now on the bench. I'm surprised nobody's gone and bought him. Inter against Napoli, that's a good game as well, near the top of Syria. The midfield, Pedri. I'll be honest, people, Pedri is one of my favourite midfielders in world football. I think he's an incredible player. Can they move the EFL Cup final to Jamaica? It would be a good vibe, wouldn't it? Yeah, Pedri for me, I just love him. Unbelievable player. Frankie de Jong and Fermin Lopez. This guy, Fermin Lopez, by the way, is just balling out. No, what's going on? I'm on TNT Sports 1. And Man United, they're still doing Man United stuff. Have I been tricked here? I don't understand what's going on. Why are they still doing Man United reaction? I'm on the right channel. I don't understand. TNT Sports 1, 7 p.m, Real Madrid against Barcelona. The game's probably kicking off. It's on TNT 4. Oh my days, I've just missed all the build-up. I was on the wrong channel. TNT Sports 1, it says Barcelona Real Madrid. You guys have saved me. I was about to miss kickoff. The game's kicking off now. I would have had a stinker. I've just missed all the pre-match build-up because I'm on the wrong channel. Big up the community. That's what you're here for. Yes, we're in business. That was proper unk settings. I'll be sitting there for half an hour watching Darren Fletcher get interviewed while the game started. Right, we're here, people. We're here. You've done the same. Yeah, what are they doing? That was definitely Stinker and Hooked. Said earlier, it's on TNT 1. Yeah, well, I just checked it. They're still doing Man United reaction. That was Stinker and Hooked. Let me go through the team. Yeah, Fermin Lopez in the 10. He's balling, by the way, at the moment. The front three, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and Robert Lewandowski. Lamine Yamal, for me, one of my favourite players in the world. I'm just looking. Is the stadium full? I bet I could have easily gone over and watched that. You know. Bet I could have easily got a ticket. Imagine you tuned in. I'm like, right, yeah, the game ain't kicked off yet, but Darren Fletcher is talking about Man United's defeat. The Real Madrid team, yeah, I'd do it, man. Come on, let's do it, Cam. You know what I mean? Big game, El Clasico. The Real Madrid team, Courtois, Valverde plays at right back. Carreras, Huijsen, Asensio, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Jude Bellingham. Rodrigo starts. He's getting starts now in that right-hand side. They've changed the formation slightly, gone to a back four. And we've got Vinicius on the left and Gonzalo Garcia up front. Now, I must have done La Liga games before. I don't know, actually. I must have done an El Clasico watch-along. Who do you guys think is going to win, by the way? Who are you going for? I always say, you know, Madrid is the individual and Barcelona is the collective. I think Barca are a more organised team. Camavinga, I've said it before, people. He's another one. He's one of my favourite midfielders. I think he's an amazing player. I would have loved Arsenal to have signed him. But he's so good. Mbappe's been benched for... No, he's not fit. He's just come back from injury. Oh, Madrid playing 4-4-2. I did see that, actually, yeah. They're playing a diamond, yeah. Rodrigo and Vinicius up front. Jude Bellingham in the 10. Camavinga and Who's the other one then? Oh no, sorry. Nah, this says 4-2-3-1. This says Garcia up front, Vinny left, Rodrigo right, Jude 10, Camavinga and Tchouaméni centre mid, unless it's set up another way. I'm not sure, but that's what it says on here. Marcus Rashford on the bench, Kylian Mbappe on the bench, Rudiger on the bench. I'm surprised. Oh, it's Garcia and Vinny up top. Okay. Fitz said, "Can you imagine the FA or League Cup being played?" It will happen, bro. Get ready for that. They'll play it in Saudi or in America 100%. I think they'll start with the Community Shield because they'll say it's not the most important game if it's not in England. And this is obviously the equivalent of that. The Spanish Super Cup is the Community Shield. You will see a Community Shield in America or Saudi in the next few years. Money talks, bro. We all know this. They're talking about a 39th fixture in the Premier League. There's loads of things. They will move this game, the Community Shield, eventually. I wonder if they'll ever do an all-star game in the Premier League, the way they do in like basketball, maybe North against South in the Premier League. Money definitely talks, bro. They'll start with Community Shield, then it'll probably end up as a League Cup. Imagine being a Barcelona or a Real Madrid fan tonight, and you maybe haven't got the money or you haven't got the time off work to be able to fly to Saudi Arabia, and you're watching your team on TV in a cup final. And your fans aren't there, but money talks, man. Money talks. See how it goes. Europe versus the rest of the world. Here come Barcelona, a little dink in. Oh, scrambled away by Tchouaméni. I'm always intrigued to watch Spanish teams play. They're totally different to Premier League games. Totally different. Garcia does well there. Does Arsenal have an attacking coach? Yeah, they must have, surely. I mean, I don't know who it is. But if you've got a guy doing throw-ins, they would have a defensive and an attacking coach. Who's got the better kit? Barca. Thing is, Real Madrid's home kit, you can't do much with it, really, can you? I like the one last season. They had a bit of gold on it on the home kit. But yeah, I think the Barca kit is probably slightly better. Big up to everyone locked in. Over 1,000 of you locked in. Appreciate that. I only set the stream up probably 20 minutes before kickoff. I planned to do it, and then I realised I hadn't edited none of it. Oh, good play by Lewandowski. Here's Lamine Yamal. Lays it off edge of the penalty area. Back to him. Oh, flicks it round the corner. Koundé, he whips it in. It's cleared. Corner to Barcelona. Barcelona. I tell you what, man, the levels of football, and I'm about to do Unk settings, but the levels of football are crazy, man. How is Howson playing for Real Madrid? Do you know what I mean? No disrespect to him. He's a young player. Maybe in a few years he'll be really good, but Eric Garcia playing for Barca. Do you know what? I don't really mind who wins. I think I love watching Lamine Yamal. I love watching Mbappe. I think Alonso will get sacked this season. I don't think he'll be there next season. Big up Fitzjoseph. Big C keeps his word. Long may 2026 continue. Hey, let's go, man. Let's go. Big up to you, Fitz. Gunnar Carlos, we don't have time to get Gyökeres caught up to the system or to get the system changed for him. If Havertz is the best fit, then win the Prem with him. Well, that's the price we're going to have to, pay, because it's going to end up with Havertz up front. I've accepted that a while back. Every game, Vinicius Jr., great tackle. I just said Garcia's not that good, and puts a great block in. Vinny gets the crowd hyped. Remember when we was talking about Vinny the other day, I was like, listen, I would love Arsenal to get Vinny. There were people in the chat saying, no, I wouldn't take him. I get it. He's got a bit of an attitude, bit of an ego, but he's absolutely explosive. But I don't think he's going to leave. Jamie said, Big C, I would Camavinga looking at 6. He's an absolute baller. I think he's more of a box to box. I think Chouameni is more the 6, but Camavinga and Rice would be good to watch. Here's Rafinha. There's a slip there. Rafinha, good tackle by Rodrigo. Think any hope of getting Rodrigo out of Madrid might be gone because he's playing regularly now. Is Vinny Jr. up against Koundé. 2 against him. Goes past Koundé. Stands up the cross. Valverde. Oh, he tries to set Jude, but the pass is in front of him. Big up, everyone. He's dreaming about 29s. He's probably gone on. Oh, guys. 29 guys. I bet, sometimes, right? I'm not saying managers don't want certain players to work, but I think in any environment, when you was at school, you always felt teachers had favourites. You go in a work environment, the same thing. Football's the same. Managers have got players that they like more personally, the way they train, their attitude, the way they play. You just feel like Gyökeres has made it so easy for Arteta, and so has Eze. What I wanted was a Gyökeres to come in, be prolific. Havertz, can't get back in the team. Eze's balling out. Odegaard can't get back in the team. Those two have just gone, yeah, mate, just keep playing your two boys. You haven't even put up a fight, which is a shame. I reckon Mikel saves the seat next to him for 29. I wouldn't be surprised. Odegaard defo left an apple on the teacher's desk. Lewandowski heavy touch. They're probably giving Christmas cards to the school teachers. We will get a bad FA Cup draw. Liverpool City will get easy. FA Cup draws tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. So we'll see who we get. Man United knocked out, for those of you who haven't seen. United beaten at home 2-1 by Brighton. Sesko did score, but Welbeck scored a banger winning goal. That young lad, Shea Lacey, I've seen United fans comparing him to Max Dalman as like the young player that's coming through at United, and he got sent off. He's 18, left-footed, similar sort of play style to Max, but Max has only just turned 16. This Shea Lacey is 19 in 2 months. Fitz said, I understand favourites. What the heck has Havertz done on a footballing level? I mean, it's almost just by process of elimination, like the other ones haven't done anything better, if we're being honest. Like, first 6 months of Jesus was good. Gyökeres hasn't done well. Marino is not a full-time striker. You've almost played Havertz into the striker position. Yeah, OG's back soon, Ash. This month, hopefully, yeah. Yeah. You'll see that back. You should do more watch-along Serie A La Liga. Honestly, it's something I'd like to do. It's just time at the moment. But, I mean, I love... Serie A was my favourite league outside of the Premier League growing up. I think most people, if you're of a certain age, Serie A was just... It was probably the best league in the world, to be honest, when I was growing up. It was better than the Premier League by quite some distance. When R9 was there at Inter and Adriano, and every team in Italy had absolute ballers. Like, I used to like AC Milan. I liked George Weah. I loved Rui Costa, Boban, Kaká, Dida. There was just so many. I always used to like... I was gutted when R9 went to Inter, because I liked AC Milan, and I was like, nah, man, maybe I've got to like Inter Milan. But Italian football was incredible, man. Every Saturday morning, Channel 4, you know what I mean? And then Sunday, you'd watch the live game, James Richardson with the ice cream and the newspaper. You couldn't beat it. It was unbelievable. Aye, what a touch, Lamine, man. Let's get the ball to him. They double up on him every time he gets the ball. He won't care. He's still dancing around people. 2 players on him now. Good ball as well. I want Mbappe to come on. That's when the game will be really... I like Ronaldo at Barca. That was his peak. That was his peak. I'll be honest with you. I always preferred Barcelona to Real Madrid because I always say this. One of the first strikers I ever watched as a young player, when I just wanted to study the game, was Romario. And Romario was at Barcelona. One of the best finishers I've ever seen. Then R9 went there. Unbelievable. That was his peak. Lamine makes everything look so easy, man. And then you had Ronaldinho, you had Rivaldo, you had Neymar, Messi. I always preferred Barca. But then Barca started cheating against Arsenal, which used to annoy me. 2 streams in a day, we're being blessed. Big up to Fire Drake. Big up, man. Big up the Twitch gang as well. Oh, how good was Totti, man, at Roma? Absolute baller. Bro, R9 is that good. He can play for Barcelona and Real Madrid, and he can play for Inter and AC Milan. That's when you know you're a special talent. Vinny's cooked him. Absolutely cooked him. Look at the pace. Vinny! Oh, what a poor finish. Tries the Henry finish. Nah, the pace is crazy. Man put the burners on. Bang! Explosion. Bam, 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 bam. That centre-back actually looks quite quick. Eric Garcia, he kind of cut off the angle for it. Yo, R9 played for everyone, bro. Started at Barca, ended up at Real, and then went Inter, and then AC. Not directly, though. I think he went Barca to Inter, and then Inter to Real, and then Real back to AC. Should have done better there. He doesn't start that far enough out and curled in. Too close. Sounded like a machine gun, bro. That's how he was running. Yeah, started at PSV, scored loads of goals there. Shevchenko at AC Milan. Oh, he was incredible. Incredible. Corner to Barca, whipped in. Barca still playing that crazy high line, Hansi Flick, man. They're on the halfway line. That's why Vinny got away. Dad went to watch R9 in 96, said he was the best player he'd ever seen. Without a shadow of a doubt, man. He's the best. He's my favourite. Do you prefer R9 or Henry? For Arsenal, oh, Vinny burnt. Oh, good defending. Good defending. Rafinha. Yeah, like for Arsenal reasons, Thierry means more to me because he was doing it for the team that, you know, obviously I support, but R9 is my favorite striker of all time. Andrew said, Curtis, I've applied for a job at Arsenal. Not sure if it's for the men's or women's team. We'll let you know. What do you think? Love the show. Oh, love this to be shown. So, listen, let us know. Hopefully you get the job. Is it coaching? There's a lot of jobs at Arsenal if people ever want to try and work at the club. I know a few people who work in the club shop, do security on the match days. There's jobs there. Corner to Real, whipped in. Garcia collects it quite comfortably. Ronaldinho is the most entertaining footballer I've ever seen. Like, he's the one that, you know, you had to run home and watch him. You had to. Ant said, Martinelli's our top scorer. Stop the slander. Yeah, but, bro, let's be honest. He hasn't performed in the Premier League. He's got 1 goal. You know what I mean? He's doing well in the cup competitions. 3 in 1 game in the FA Cup, 5 in 5 in the Champs. So the question should always be, first of all, look at how the player can improve. Why is Martinelli scoring so many goals in the Cups and hardly scoring in the Premier League? The answer's probably the low blocks. He struggles. So he needs to improve. My opinion of him is a minor. I think he's an inconsistent player. He's been at the club for a long time, so I expect more consistency from him. Guy's on nearly 200 grand in the week. No one's doing anything in the Prem. Well, you know, somebody must be doing something in the Prem because we're top of the league. And we're second top scorers. So I know what you're saying. I hear your point, but I still think he needs to be more consistent. Who do you prefer, Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. Messi. I think Ronaldo was better when he was at Man United the first time and his first few years at Real Madrid. I think as he realised that Messi scoring 50 goals a season, he turned into an absolute goal machine. that was the only way he was going to match Messi and challenge him in terms of Ballon d'Ors. I think Messi is a better all-round football player. Like Ronaldo is one of these players, Cristiano, where you watch a game, he don't do anything, he scores the winner and he gets the headlines. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. You watch Messi and you go, he's dropping in the pockets, he's playing 1-2s, his passing's incredible, his dribbling's phenomenal. He's just a better footballer. There's just no doubt about it. He's just a better footballer. I don't even think that debate really goes on that much now. Like, who's better, Cristiano or Messi? Messi's better. And he got his hands on the World Cup. And he won Player of the Tournament. So that one is, I think that debate's done. Jag said Chelsea on Wednesday is going to be tough. Yeah, it's always tough at the Bridge, I'll be honest. If we can beat them, I think that, it'd be unbelievable. If we can get them back home with a win. They got no Caicedo, but it'd be tough. It will be tough. We'll have to play better. Huge difference, by the way. Lamine with Pedri and Saka with Rice. I hear you. Hey, Barca on the attack. Great tackle. Like Camavinga. Yeah, they've got creators, aren't they? Worst take ever. Ronaldo more complete. So, listen, if you're breaking them down in terms of like, you've got this, you're taller, you're quicker, you're better in the air. If it was like Football Manager, I understand that point. But if you're talking about the ability to affect a game outside of scoring the goal, Ronaldo doesn't affect a game anywhere near as much as Messi. Messi's one of the best passers of a ball that I've probably seen. Go and look at some of Messi's assists. They're on another planet. Phenomenal. You might say more complete in terms of if he was building a player, 6 foot plus, rapid, left foot, right foot, good in the air, free kicks, penalties. Yeah, Ronaldo. I'm not saying that Messi is better than him in that sense of breaking down his game, but he's a better footballer than him. He dominates the game as well as dominates goals and assists. Ronaldo can't chat to Ronaldo. You don't see Ronaldo drop deep and start playing passes that split your defense in half. He just doesn't really do that. He's the guy that finishes the attack. He ain't a more complete player than Messi. No chance. Madwake equals Vinny Martinelli. Vinny, 19 games without a goal. I saw that. That's crazy. I had to fact check that. Like, yo, is that right that Vinny hasn't scored for so long? I don't think he likes this manager. Big up to Why Always Me. Rich said Arteta will be here long term. Post Pep, he will win the Premier League. Do you know what though, Rich, man? I want him. I don't want him to win the Prem when Pep's gone. Because people will go, oh, you only want it. Listen, I want him to, but I mean, I want him to win at least one while Pep's here. So you can say, I won it while Pep was in the league. And then when Pep goes, maybe he wins some more. But I don't think running away from the competition is the answer. Let's be real, Pep never turned up last season. Man City were non-existent. So that was a year to say, well, Pep's not involved in the title race, so go and win the league. Hopefully he wins it this season. Iron said, Chris, what's the best goal he scored? Scored a few good ones, man. Scored a few good ones. There's one time I was on the edge of the box, corner to them, got headed away, ran from the edge of the box, whipped it top corner. That was a good one. It's kicking off. They're having a scrap. Can't be a Clasico without a fight. Remember when they threw the pig's head at Figo when he left Barca for Real? That's proper. You know what I mean? Lamine. Ay. Ooh, stamps on the top of Lamine's foot. He knows what he's doing as well. Bang, have some of that. Studs right on the top of your foot. Give him a tap on the head. Pretend you didn't mean it. You definitely meant it. They weren't happy. Messi used to rinse. Oh, come on. Yeah, man. Look at some of the goals he was scoring, man. Dribbling from his own half and that. It's next level, bro. Forever gonna big up to you. Who strikes a ball better, Adriano or Batistuta? Oh, That's tough. I remember Batistu타's goal against Arsenal at Wembley when David Seaman was in goal. Smashed it right above his head. Just based on nostalgia, don't quote me on this. I'm going Adriano, 99 shot power on FIFA. But they could be equal. Like Batistuta had a sledgehammer of a right foot. I actually don't know. Adriano for me. A lot of people saying Batistuta. Janino, remember Janino at Leon? He used to score free kicks from like 35 yards out. What player today reminds you of your game in your prime? I'd probably say I played a bit like maybe a Benzi. Bit like a Benzi, you know? When I was younger, I was quicker. But as I got older, this is the guys I'm talking about. Does neutral games, your talent and vibrant, don't limit yourself to only Arsenal. I'm sure there's a lot of other subs. I know. Listen, I actually enjoy sometimes these games more than Arsenal because you can chill, you can vibe, you can have a chat. Man said Havertz, nah. None of that. Hulk was he had a crazy left foot, didn't he? He always used to score banging free kicks. I don't know who he plays for now. I like when you're doing neutral watch-ons, you can just chill, relax. Whoever scores, you just enjoy it. You know, I hope this ain't a boring 0-0. Charlie said Pyatt at West Ham. Oh, amazing. I always wanted Arsenal to sign him. Always wanted Arsenal to get him. He was so good. I said Ricky Brother, I didn't play like no Ricky Lambert. Eddie and Ketty are now relax. No chance. I cannot believe it. Kurt Havertz. I mean, you heard the way Arteta's talking about Havertz, mate. AFCON. Yeah, we might do AFCON for the semi-finals now. When are the actual games? Barca on the attack. Good defending. Every time I look up, one team's attacking and they can't get through. They can't get past their defense. When is the Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? Both of them or maybe one of them? Are they both on the same day? Let's get into AFCON. They must be on different days, surely. Let me check on it. AFCON semi-finals. Good games as well. So, yeah, they're both on Wednesday. 5 o'clock, Senegal, Egypt. 8 o'clock, Nigeria, Morocco. So you got Mane against Salah in the first one. I was going to say Hakimi, but he's not playing, is he? He's injured. Osimhen. Brahim Diaz plays for Morocco, right? This game's on TNT Sports 4. Everything CR7 fans mentioned to say is more complete, are different ways to do the same thing, finishing, yeah. Big up Alexander. Emmanuel said last season was supposed to be Arsenal's Netflix FC. It's got to be this season, hasn't it? Barca on the attack. Lamine Yamal right hand side. Drives it in. Oi! Cleared away. Good defending. Comes back out. Rafinha. Good strike. Saved by Courtois. Straight at him, though. I did read that one. Do you know what player reminds you of your game? Benzi, maybe. Benzema. If Arsenal are in the Champions League final, who do you want to face? I want to face Slavia Prague to make sure we win. I always said I would love Arsenal to beat Barcelona in the final for what they put us through, you know. Maybe Bayern Munich as well. I'd love to imagine beating Bayern Munich in a final and just seeing Harry Kane crying and dribbling. Do you know what I mean? It just that would be great as well. But give me the worst team in the whole competition. But obviously, you're going to play someone good. You're going to play someone good in the final. I think we'd have beaten Inter in the final last year. They got slapped. I know they beat us in the groups, but I think we'd have beat them. Barca or Bayern have inflicted a lot of pain. 5-1s against Bayern. Barca beating us in the final, you know. I'd love to beat one of them in the final. There was a game in the Champions League when Arshavin scored in the first leg. Messi destroyed us in the second one. Wenger messed it up. Yeah, yeah, I remember that game. On the counter-attack, I think Fabregas played it out wide, pulled it back. Arshavin bends it in the bottom corner. But then we went to the new camp and got dealt with. Alfred said, best striker of the ball I seen was Podolski. And Charlie Adam. Charlie Adam, yeah, he used to shoot from like the halfway line, didn't he? Podolski's left foot was crazy at Arsenal, man. He had a mad left foot. I'd say at Arsenal, that's a good ball, is Lamine. Lamine cuts inside. They're not letting him. They know he wants to cut in and shoot. Great ball. Lewandowski, Kunde, Lamine Yamal, edge of the area. They won't let him get the shot off, man. They know he wants to finesse R1. He's desperate to cut inside. He's trying. No, he's forced it. That's one thing I haven't noticed with Lamine. Has he got a good right foot? I'm not too sure. He does not want to shoot with his right there. I'd say the best shots I've seen at Arsenal in terms of pure power. Podolski. Van Persie had a sweet left foot as well. I can't lie. He had the cleanest of strikes. Who else at Arsenal over the years would you say? I can only really think of them two. Arshavin hit a few bangers. Baptista. Sanchez could shoot. No, this is their equivalent of the Community Shield. Spanish Super Cup. Oi, yeah, Rosicki's volley against Tottenham, man. He had a proper shot on him, to be fair. Santi, yeah, they had nice techers, Ramsey, but I'm talking about just bang, pure rocket. David Luiz, yeah, he didn't score many for Arsenal, but he could hit. I remember his free kick for Brazil in the World Cup. They're having a water break, so there's a slight delay. Xhaka, remember when Xhaka scored that banger against, who was it? Hull City, and he was doing the talking celebration. I thought, this guy's going to score bare rockets for us. We didn't really see them. When you reported yourself advocating for Gyökeres, I do not want him dropped. I want him arrested. Listen, worst case scenario, he can do security. You know what I mean? Spanish Super Cup is played on professional rules. If any player gets a red, it carries over into the league. Fair enough. I didn't realise that. Ours is played on friendly rules, isn't it? Vermaelen did have a good strike. Well, Partey, when he stopped hitting pigeons on the roof, then he started hitting the ball well. Vieira, yeah, he had the odd one, the odd rocket. I think it's because the temperature's so high in Saudi, they're having water breaks. Ramsey's volley, Champions League, yeah, that was crazy. Parler hit a few bangers, didn't he, in the cup final, and that hit a banger. Willian did have a good shot. We just never saw it. You know, he didn't do anything for us. Yeah, the game's not great. I'm not lying. It's there's not a lot happening. Hopefully Mbappe comes on in the second half. African Sci-Fi says they asked Mane who were the best players he played with. He left Salah out of the list. I just get the impression they didn't really get on. I think, you know, sometimes we just assume that these players all like each other. They don't. You know, even at the levels I've played, I've seen players who don't talk. You know, it happens. Big egos. Mane in his head probably thought he was better than Salah, but Salah was the one putting up the numbers. Mane got numbers as well. I actually think Mane was better than Salah at Liverpool. I felt he was the bigger problem, the more difficult one to mark, but it's football, isn't it? Correction, JJ Okocha is the most entertaining. No, I think Ronaldinho is more entertaining than JJ. To be honest, maybe it's just because I wasn't watching JJ Okocha every week. You know, I wasn't watching. Bolton's games weren't even on TV every week, where Barcelona, you made sure you watched, and Brazil got to the last stages and won World Cups. So we saw a lot more. Here's a chance. Garcia, that is a terrible finish. Kylian would have scored that. Oi, I I'll rip your claw. Yo, Fitz is I like the defense of Gyökeres. I like it. I hope it all works. I really do. As much as I'm sort of saying, look, guys, I might have to resign from my position as lawyer. You know, I don't know if I can get him off these charges, Gyökeres, but I'm not completely writing him off. Oh, here come Barcelona. Ball to the edge of the box. Shot over the bar. Lopez. Fermin Lopez. Ronaldinho. Yeah, I think he is. Okocha said he taught Ronaldinho some of his tricks. I think they were at PSG together, weren't they? I think Arteta was there at the time. Somebody else said that today we should be wearing white socks. We look better. Obviously, Portsmouth were in red socks, so we had to play in white socks. Okocha coached Ronaldinho. Yeah, that's fair, but Ronaldinho, I think somebody said it earlier, he might be the most naturally talented footballer we've ever seen. He played the game in a way I've never seen anybody play it. White Sox look class. I thought they did as well. He spoke on Arteta in an interview a few days ago. I think Arteta said he roomed with Ronaldinho at some stage. You'd think, wouldn't you, if Arteta grew... Oh, my days, that pass! Oh, what is that finish? People, by the way, are you seeing that ball from Lamine Yamal? I'm sorry. The guy is crazy. Look at that ball. That pass is unbelievable. First time, was it, as well? Oh, Lamine. What is that from Rafinha? That is absolutely awful. That is so poor. One-on-one with a keeper on the volley. Scuffs it wide. Look at the ball from Lamine, man. What is Rafinha doing there? First time ball. Whips it in behind the defence. He is ridiculous. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button, guys. Here we go, Rafinha. Can he make up for it? He can! 1-0 to Barcelona. He misses the sitter and then slaps it in the bottom corner. Rafinha gives Barcelona the lead. Goal! Barcelona, Forza Barça, Visca Barça! Rafinha! What a goal. A minute earlier, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Easy finish. And he drags it wide. And then he slaps it in the bottom corner. Great finish. He's kissing the Barcelona badge. What a career, by the way. The man was at Leeds United. Relegation battle. And now he's at Barca, balling out. Drills it through the goal, through the legs of the defender. Who was that? Was that Tchouaméni? Great finish. What a goal that is. Ah, shift and bang, man. That's a great goal. And finally, we've got a goal. I had a horrible feeling this was going to end 0-0. So I'm delighted we've got a goal. Barcelona 1. Real Madrid 0. Real Madrid have zero chemistry. They're a group of good players put together. Have I mentioned Jude Bellingham's name in this whole half? I don't know if he's touched the ball. You know what? I wonder if 10s are going out of football. The 10 role sort of was peaking when it was like Isco, David Silva, Mesut Ozil, Juan Mata. Oh, Lamine, stop that, bro. Stop that. Sent him to the shops. Oh, he gives it away. The way he just drops his shoulder on this. Who's the left back? What's his name again? Carreras. Sold him, but the pass wasn't quite there. You know, Jude for me Jude is an 8. When he was at Dortmund, he was an 8. He was high energy, box to box. He could tackle, he could shoot, he could run with the ball. Goes to Real Madrid. Because they've got no striker, they played him as that sort of false 9. He scores 20 goals. And they go, oh, he's a 10. He ain't a 10, bro. He doesn't play well between the lines. He looks like he's put weight on since he got that injury. He looks like he's banged the gym and put too much weight on. He doesn't run the way he used to run. Like I've said for ages, play Jude next to Declan Rice for England. Get him playing as a midfielder. Then you can put Palmer or Rodgers or somebody in the 10 role for England. This theory that Jude Bellingham is a 10, I just don't think it's true. Can he play there? Yeah. But should he be playing there consistently? No chance. He doesn't play between the lines like a 10 plays. He's better being all action. My aim is to go to the World Cup. I'm planning on, yeah. I haven't sort of got the itinerary sorted, and I've got a link who thinks he can get tickets for certain games. So obviously I want to see if Jamaica qualify, which I'm not sure they will. But if they do, then I'll obviously structure a lot of it around where they go, but I don't think they'll qualify. So I'm not really bothered so much about going to watch England. I'm going there more for a football trip, if anything. So I'm thinking it's going to be Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cup. Ideally, I'd like to go and watch them play. I'd love to watch Mbappe. It depends. It depends on prices and whether teams are in Canada, America, Mexico. I'm going to get it sorted. But yeah, we will be there. Was Eto'o offside? Well, it looked like it. About half a yard offside. Who is your GOAT? Almunia. Oh, don't mention that guy, my friend. Don't mention that fraud. Oh, Lamine, stop it. Pulls it back, saved. I'm sorry. He's unbelievable. He's so good, man. Jude is a modern day Fellaini. Look at Lamine. He just look at that. He's just a joke. He's absolutely incredible. He's unreal. The way he goes past people, he's not even that quick. Get to Mexico and Canada. Well, it'd be good, man. We'll have a look where the games are. Obviously, a lot of them are out now anyway. Pedri, what a ball. Lamine drops the shoulder. Oh, saved. Every time, bro, he goes past him. Every time he goes past him. You can tell Lamine was probably, when he was in Morocco, playing in the streets. Look at him there, man. Rodrigo just drops the shoulder on him. Man you're right, bro, he's a street baller. The guy is incredible. And then I say that, he overhits the corner and smacks it out for a goal kick. Yeah, stay off set pieces. Oh, it was Rafinha. No, it wasn't him. He's unreal, man. Would you take Pedri at Arsenal? Oh, dear. Every single day of the week, I would take him. I might have to do more La Liga watch-alongs, man. I'm telling you. Just Barca and Real games. I'm not enough of a fan of La Liga to start sitting there doing like mid-table teams. I'm not gonna lie. It's got to be Barca or Real Madrid. Lamine Yamal. ¿Y qué fue? ¿Y qué fue? So how old is he? 18. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Am I wrong there? Somebody said he wasn't born in Morocco. Was he born in Spain? I know his family are obviously Moroccan. He was born August 13. I think, yeah, it says he's born in Spain actually. So he must have, yeah. But his family are obviously of Moroccan descent. I saw an interview where they were saying at 15, Barca were going to put him in the first team, but because he was on a youth team contract, they didn't want to play him in case somebody signed him. So they waited until he was 16. Well, apparently at 15, he was already cooking people in training. And they said, look, we can't play him. The contract's not solid enough. Born and raised in Barca, his dad is Moroccan. Okay, fair enough. There you go. Real Sociedad. I'm basically watching Real Sociedad anyway at Arsenal. You know what I mean? Imagine if he was playing for Morocco. Jeez. Messi delivered him in the hospital. He held him as a baby, didn't he, or something? There was a picture. Everyone says he gave him the magic. Here he is on the ball. He's taking the mick. Look, he's standing still. Defender don't even want to tackle him. He knows he's going to get embarrassed. Morocco have the record for longest international unbeaten streak. Large Moroccan community in Barca. It was a tough choice for him. I suppose because he was raised in Spain, that's why. Also, the sad thing is, players know their value is going to be higher if they play for certain countries. You know, and that's the sad thing, isn't it? Look at him. Look at him. You just can't. He's just phenomenal. Look at him. Oh, I swear, honestly, people, I have to go and watch this guy play football live this season. He makes. Look at the way he just drifts past people. He reminds me a bit of like Mahrez, but like, just phenomenal. He's the best player on the pitch. And look at the players that are on the pitch. And he's 18, people. He's 18 years of age. Corner to Barca, whipped in. Real Madrid have been absolutely awful. Apart from a couple runs from Vinicius, they have offered nothing whatsoever. Yeah, I've been Barcelona a couple times on holiday. Nice city with the beach and the city and there's a lot there. Did Jamal play it? That's crazy that you say that, you know, because I was at that game and I actually can't remember him playing. He probably did. At the time, we were more like, I remember being there and we were like, oh, Dembele's here, and he probably did play in that game. Yeah, I want to go to the new camp. The only reason I haven't, look, here he is again. The only reason I haven't been yet, the stadium's still, they've still got scaffolding on the outside of the stadium. It looks rubbish. I don't think they should have opened it until the whole thing was complete. Maybe in the next couple of months when it's finished and all the scaffolding's gone. I can't believe how bad Real Madrid are. We would beat this Real Madrid team again if we played them. Vinny up against Koundé. What's he got? No support. He's nutmegged Koundé. Vinicius! Vinicius Junior! That is absolutely incredible. Oh my days, what a goal. Oh wow, he's just nutmegged Koundé and Thierry'd it into the bottom corner. That is incredible. Honestly, oh my days. What a goal, Vinicius Junior. World class. People were saying in the chat the other day they wouldn't take Vinny at Arsenal. Wow. I'd give you the training ground to see that goal. Wow, what a goal from Vinicius Junior. Knocks it past Koundé, slows down, he catches him up, then he nutmegs him, and then slots into the corner. Look at this, just over the halfway line. Bang, let's have a foot race. Koundé keeps up with him. Second player comes over, megs him, even drops the shoulder. That is incredible. World class. Sent Koundé to the shops. I swear dreads were falling off. What a goal. What a goal. These players that we're seeing, genuinely, We're so starved of players like this. It's unbelievable. What a goal, Vinny Jr. What a game. I'm enjoying this more than about the last 20 Arsenal games that I've watched. Maybe the Villa game and the Tottenham and the Bayern and Atletico. What a goal. What a game we've got now. Individual brilliance. We're starved of it. FIFA settings, yeah, for real. Prem is too robotic, yeah. They wouldn't allow it. What a game, 1-1. And we're still probably going to have Mbappe coming on in the second half. He'll get even better. Barca could have finished this game off. Prem is way too structured. Barca have been the better team. Oh, Lewandowski. Oh, what a goal by Robert Lewandowski. He's lobbed it over the goalkeeper. That is phenomenal. What a game this is. Imagine me not doing this watch along. Absolutely incredible. Robert Lewandowski. Wow. Wow. That is incredible. The first touch. He lobs it over Courtois. Post and in. Barcelona take the lead. Robert Lewandowski. Who played that through ball? That is incredible. Wow. Look at this. Round the corner. Is that Pedri? Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. What a finish. What a finish. The first, Pedri with the ball. Look at the first touch into the ground. Ah, what a goal that is. That's phenomenal. Honestly, the Prem can't chat to this. This game is outstanding. I'm so glad I did this stream. I've seen moments that I have not seen in England this season. I just don't see it. I don't see it. The standards are through the roof. Them 3 goals. Pedri's unbelievable. He reminds me of Fabregas. Game on, 2-1. Barca deserve to be winning. They've been the better team. Jude Bellingham runs into trouble. That should be a corner. I don't think he fouled him. Corner to Real. Oh, man. This is the... What am I doing? I need to start watching La Liga. Arsenal fans, Lamine is world-class. No, he's phenomenal, bro. He's phenomenal. Corner to Real Madrid. Can we get an equaliser? Head up. No, it's off the bar. It might be 10. It's 2-2. What a game we are watching here. Equaliser from the corner. Hits the bar and the post and goes in. And Real Madrid have made it 2-2. Oh, my days. What a game. Barcelona are complaining. I didn't even see who scored that. Gonzalo, the striker. Hit the bar, hit the post and went in. Game of the season. This is phenomenal. Absolute levels. They're complaining about offside. It hit the bar. No one's off. No one's off. And it goes over the line. It's a goal. Gonzalo equaliser. This is phenomenal. Wow, he gives Pedri a slap in the face as he scores. Wow, I'm watching the wrong league. Rafinha flicked it onto the post as it was going over him. Rebound comes out. Garcia scrambles it in. What a game. This is unbelievable. Dino and Neymar, Santos, Barca, early days. Geez, Latif, yeah, just pure skill, pure enjoyment. Neymar was the new Ronaldinho. Mbappe comes on, changes the game. He's on smoke. I can't wait for Mbappe to come on as well. It's going to get even better. That's why I asked you to do the watch along. That's why I'm here, people. I'll be honest. You know, I'm very honest with the community. I was contemplating like, yo, you know when you're talking yourself out of it. done a 3-hour watch along. I might just chill, have some dinner, watch the game. I was like, yo, man. Do you know what it was, yeah? I saw a clip of them turning up at the stadium. And as they were all getting off the coach, I'm like, yo, Mbappe, Lamine, this game's too big. I've got to do it. I love watching these two teams play. I'll be honest, though. Like, you wouldn't see me doing, like, Villarreal against Malaga. Like, I do like La Liga, but I ain't turning up for that. Half-time whistle goes, people. What a game. Barcelona 2, Real Madrid 2. Incredible. Lamine Yamal's been outstanding. Rafinha missed a sitter from a Lamine Yamal pass, but then scored a great goal, bottom corner. Vinicius then scored an amazing goal, the goal of the game. Runs from the halfway line, nutmegs Koundé, goes past another, puts it in the bottom corner. We then get Lewandowski, amazing through ball from Pedri, controls it, dinks it over Courtois, post and in 2-1. And then Garcia scores, hits the bar, hits the post. Bit of a scramble, 2-2. What a game. So much freedom and skill. How these two teams play, honestly. They don't look like the coach is doing much. And that's what I'm enjoying so much about it. I just feel like I watch teams overcoached in the Premier League. And it's boring. Can't wait for the second half. Mbappe's going to come on as well. It's going to get even better. I wish Arsenal could play like it. The Premier, it's not even just an Arsenal thing, you know. It's a Premier League thing. And do you know what? And somebody told me this a long time ago, right? A friend of mine, he coaches at Everton. He used to coach at Liverpool, but he worked in Spain for a couple of years. I don't know what team he was at, actually. But he was saying to me that in places like Spain, Portugal, Germany, he was like, the bottom teams, they don't low block when they play a top team, which is why sometimes you'll check La Liga and Real Madrid have beat someone 7-0, because they don't look at it and go, it's Madrid, we're going to get battered, let's put 11 behind the ball. They go, we're technically good. This is an opportunity to impress as well. You guys might be able to get signed by a top club, so they try and play. And they probably get picked off and go and get battered sometimes. We're in the Prem. Half of the teams in the Prem will low block against the better teams because they don't think they can compete with them if they open up. So they'll just say, maybe we can nick a draw. Maybe we can nick it from a set piece. So we'll put 10 behind the ball and wait till we get a late chance. And that's what's so good about a lot of these leagues. He was also saying, you know, what's crazy about these leagues is, you know, if like a top team wants a player, say like a lower team in Italy or Spain have got a player, they'll happily sell them to a top team in that country. It's almost like they want to feed the system, feed the food chain. You've got a good player, you didn't pay a lot for him, sell him to one of the big clubs, keep him in this country, where in England, they try and bump you. You know, you go and try and sign a player from Palace, they want 75 million for them. Do you know what I mean? Like when we wanted Zaha, we want 80 million. And then he ends up at Galatasaray and then ends up in America, where he could have come to Arsenal and been a superstar potentially. It's all different. Now, don't get me wrong. Some purists will look at this game today and go, the defending's awful. This ain't a good game of football. It's just two teams that can't defend and you're being entertained. It's not necessarily a high level, it's entertainment. And I do understand that, but we're seeing proper attacking football. We're seeing two top teams say, we're going to go punch for punch. Do you know what I mean? Our attack is going to break your defence down. It's attack first, defend second, where I think in the Premier League, a lot of teams defend first, attack second. You see teams defend, 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 and then try and nick it from a set piece, try and break you down with a late goal. It's just brilliant to watch. It's a breath of fresh air. Vinny and Lamine and those players, they are, you know, there are a minimum amount of players that play like that. Absolute minimum. Will Blood Brothers ever be back? I haven't got a clue, bro. No, Darius, honestly, I watch Barca and Real. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I'm watching La Liga every week. I'm not. I watch Barca and Real quite often. But I'm not going to sit here and watch any other teams outside of those two. Even if Atletico are playing a decent team, I'm not watching. I'm not even going to lie. Unless I've got a reason to, like we're interested in a player. But Barca and Real are mad entertaining. Look at their form list. They've both won their last 5 games. Like they go for you. Flick's got Barca on the halfway line. Just he's not bothered. High line for life. And Alonso's got them with 4 at the back now. Their system looks good to hit you on transition. Let me read out these super chats. People saying I haven't read them, so I'll get into them. Mohammed said, are we back in for Nico Williams, another pace player, nothing else? There was a link to him this morning, but it's not coming from a good source. I don't want... If we end up with Nico Williams on the left, I'm not happy. I'm telling you now. We've spoken about left wingers for months. Yildiz, Leao, Rodrigo. Rodrigo doesn't look great today, by the way. But again, as I've said, I don't think he's as good on the right. But I don't want Nico Williams. He's on mad wages as well. He's not even worth it. What's Nico Williams going to do against low blocks? Other leagues are like the NBA and the NFL. Rules are bent for offence. That's what fans come to see. Premier League is survival football, playing not to lose. And I do agree with you in that. This is almost like a basketball game. Attack, attack, attack. Let's see who scores the most. Because I feel like in those countries, they demand entertainment. They're not even, like you see sometimes Real Madrid, they'll win a game and get booed off the pitch. You think, what's wrong with you lot, man? You just won the game. They're waving handkerchiefs like, yo, you think I came here and spent all that money to watch that? It's like a theatre when you go to the Bernabeu. Entertain the fans and win. Where, like you said, in the Prem, it's just win at all costs. Yeah, but the football's terrible. Yeah, but we won. Yeah, but we spent most of the game defending. Yeah, but we won. It's like people now in the Prem think that you shouldn't demand entertainment and success. It's almost, well, one or the other. Are you not entertained? Yeah, that's what it is, bro. That's what I'm shouting out right now. You're absolutely bang on. Entertainers, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to watch enjoyable football. This game's just hyped me. I can't lie. Vin on stage said, do you think Mikel will go to Barca in the future? It depends what he does at Arsenal. Listen, I've always said I don't think Barca would go for him. But the reality of the situation is, like, Bayern Munich went for Vincent Kompany, who'd got relegated with Burnley. So that Pep Guardiola tax holds a lot of weight. So who knows? If he wins the league as well, I think he could get a lot of jobs. I don't think Real Madrid would ever take him because of his links to Barcelona. But yeah, listen, if he wins the title, then definitely. Sports Genius said, Big C, better hype songs. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys are Waka Flocka. Early 2000s, Lil Jon. Yeah, Lil Jon back in the day was just shouting his way through the industry, and it worked. Waka was good. He had a little spell. You know what I mean? But yeah, East Side Boys and Lil Jon was good. Waka was a bit more street, wasn't he? Forever a Gunner, the England midfield is stacked. Who do you think will be the ideal one? Mine is Bellingham, Rice, Anderson. See, I wouldn't play that because that's going to have Jude in the 10, and I don't want Jude in the 10. I'd play Jude next to Deckers and probably put Rodgers in the 10 or Cole Palmer. But I think the way Rodgers is playing at the moment, I'd play him. Anderson, I wouldn't start Anderson personally, but he is playing well. I think he'll leave Forest in the summer. That's why I asked you to do a watch along, says Lucas. Yeah, man, we had to. Big up to you as well, man. Member for 42 months. That's amazing. Why watch Arsenal under Arteta when we can watch this? I suppose the only problem, Iron, is, Barca and Real don't play each other every week. Yeah, okay, Lil John. Yeah, they had a vibe, man. You know what I mean? Beer grills. Back them times there, you just wanted gold teeth. You look to them American rappers, you're like, no, I need some grills. I need some gold teeth. You know what I mean? It was crazy. No handbrake football. Can't watch this football 24/7. Or can watch this, yeah. It just makes you realise that the Prem is in a whole different mind frame at the moment. Collectively, this ain't just an Arsenal problem. This is a Premier League problem, that we've got into this zone where we're obsessed with control, not conceding, dominating the ball. Because the thing is, these two teams look incredible today in terms of attack, but an organised, good Premier League team would probably beat both of these teams by that defending. Look how poor Liverpool have been this season. They beat this Real Madrid team. Conor Bradley was pocketing Vinicius. Do you know what I mean? So that organisation stifles these teams. We played Real Madrid last year. We battered them. And individually, we're not as good as Real Madrid, but it's that system is probably why these coaches are playing like that. They can't defend. That's why this game will probably end like 4-3 or something. Neither side can defend. Eric Garcia playing for Barcelona and Howson playing for Real Madrid. Those back fours, hardly any of those players would get in Arsenal's back four, to be honest. Koundé's not a better right back than Timber. Garcia Cabarcia are not better than Saliba and Gabriel. Howson and Asensio aren't better than... Valverde's better in midfield. He's amazing in midfield. At right back, he's not better than Timber. That Carreras, I haven't seen much of him. He don't look amazing. Balde's not bad. He's more of an attacking fullback. They can't defend. Both them teams want Gahey from Palace because he's a free and he's better than a lot of them centre-backs. Arteta and Deitch would call this anti-football. Oh, they've probably turned it off. I cannot watch, guys. I cannot watch. He's too attacking, guys. He's way too attacking. Where's my PlayStation controller, guys? I have to control the ball, guys. I have to control the ball. We cannot attack that fast, guys. We cannot attack that quick. Balde is decent. You've missed some goals. You wait till you see these. Now we know why they are all wanting the European Super League. Yeah, because the money in it. Prem's got so much dough. That's the issue. Teo, big up to you, man. No, new member. New member. Alfred, other league. No, I read that one. Other leagues are like the NBA. Yeah, they want entertainment, man. Vin on stage said, do you think me... I read that one as well, didn't I? Super Chat missed read my previous one. I did read that one, didn't I, forever ago? Big apologies. I left these for about 20 odd minutes. Lots of Super Chats are being missed. You know what? And I want to make this abundantly clear. StreamYard is supposed to automatically star any Super Chat. Then you've got two categories, live comments, starred comments, right? And sometimes people are putting in a Super Chat and it's not being starred by StreamYard. And if you guys don't remind me in the chat, like, yo, I've put in a Super Chat, sometimes I can't find it because after a certain amount of messages, you can't scroll back any further. So if I ever miss a Super Chat, apologies. StreamYard sometimes just messes up. I don't know why. Sometimes a Super Chat hasn't been starred. Forever Gunner, the thing is, we might not rate Arteta because he doesn't win trophies, but the football directors of big clubs rate him because of his defensive discipline and consistency. Yeah, if you look at Man United, Chelsea, they're all going down that route. They want a project. They want a young manager. They're all going down that route. James Bond said, had enough entertainment in the Wenger days, Big C. Win me the Premier Champions League ugly. I hear you. There were times we played incredible football and didn't win anything. So, yeah. Do you think Fabregas could be a future Arsenal manager? Como or balling, I'm not sure I want an ex-player, to be honest. But because we just PR them too much, and I don't want that. I just want a manager that's never been at Arsenal, that's just judged purely on his performance as a manager. We get too emotional with ex-players, I think. See, rank Lewandowski, Suarez, Mbappe, Kane, Aguero. Oh, hate these questions. Would it be wrong if I put Harry Kane last? Done nothing for England. Won nothing for Tottenham. I put Aguero second to last. Top three would be Suarez, Mbappe, Lewandowski. What order would I put them in? I put Lewandowski third. Personal preference. I prefer Kylian, but I think Suarez could be the best striker of this generation. When I say this generation, I'm only going so far back. What he did at the end of his time at Liverpool and start at Barca was just unbelievable. It's only because Messi and Neymar was there, he didn't quite get the limelight that he probably deserved. And I know the game isn't all about stats, right? But, and listen, the guy's a scumbag, but if you look at this guy's stats, it's not even shown. Let me go back. His Barcelona stats are on another planet. They binned him to Atletico when they thought he was finished, and he went there and went crazy as well. His stats are unbelievable at Barcelona. I think Suarez could be the best, but my personal preference, I'm putting Kylian. He's one of my favourite players. But yeah, I think he could have quite easily won a Ballon d'Or if Messi and Ronaldo weren't in the way. You're going Suarez, Lewandowski, Mbappe, Aguero, then Kane. And that's why it gets me, because it's like Kylian scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final, bro. You know what I mean? You are not going to see that very often. I don't even know if that's ever happened in my whole lifetime. I don't think anybody scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final. And against Argentina as well. Great question, though. Difficult question. I don't like those questions. I blame Pep, low block and counter. Best way to stop his system with top players. Mourinho showed the way. Yeah. But people have to figure out, like, it's like follow fashion coaching, innit? When Mourinho, everybody felt like Pep's Barca were unplayable. They keep the ball, you can't beat them. And then Mourinho went to Madrid, went to Inter as well, and played counter-attack, defensive football. That was the kryptonite of Pep's style. So now everybody wants to do that. Defend, let's be solid defensively. And then figure out how to do them on the counter-attack. Do you think Lower's disrespected? I put him third. I put him above Kane and Aguero. I didn't quite... For me, Mbappe, you got to remember, Mbappe's a young star. He came out when he was like 16, 17, was already lighting up the place. I know you could argue because Mbappe hasn't played his whole career as a striker. So you could really say that as a striker, Lewandowski's had a better career than him. I would understand that argument. I'm sort of judging Mbappe as an overall player. I just think Mbappe's my favourite player in the world, and he's... scored a hattie. And then the previous World Cup final, I think he scored two. Oh, my days. Vinny's cooked him. Gets to the byline. Oh, bro, you haven't seen the goals, have you? Oh, mate. Vinny, Lamine first half, best player on the pitch, toying. But Vinny's goal, nutmegged Kunde. I actually want to show you the goal, but look at this. Oh, no, it's not even showing you. I thought, show the skill, man. Barca v Inter 09 was a defensive masterclass. Yeah, Mourinho had Eto'o playing left wing back, defending, but he won him the Champions League. He didn't give a damn. Mourinho didn't care how he won it as long as he won it. And I think that's what Arteta's on at Arsenal. Who do you think runs Arsenal, Stan or Josh? I'd say Josh. I think Stan obviously just signs off how much money is spent, but in terms of the club, It's Josh, no doubt about it. McTominay scored for Napoli. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to that guy in Italy, but he looks like a world beater playing for them. I don't know if Serie A is weak or it's the style of football, but here we go. Bellingham's giving it away. What's Rafinha got? Ay, what a block. Jude's having a poor game, man. Honestly, he's doing nothing. Free kick to Real Madrid. Well, that was the thing, wasn't it, with McTominay. I don't know. It was Bruno Fernandes, because if you notice, McTominay would always go and play for Scotland and score, and I'd be like, yo, this guy always bags for his country. He must be an attacking midfielder. And then you'd go and watch him play for Man United. He'd be playing in the 6 role, just because Bruno was the 10. So really, you've got a guy there that is a very good attacking midfielder. And typical English fashion, because he's big and tall, they've put him in a defensive role and probably wasted him for years. And most of the time we've gone, McTominay's an average midfielder. He's gone to Napoli. They've gone, yeah, actually, mate, we'll play you attacking midfield. You're big, you're strong, your timing of your runs are good, and you can finish. All of a sudden, someone probably have to pay 60 or 70 million to get him. He's a hero over there. I think he got in team of the season. He got in the top 30 Ballon d'Or nomination. Mental. Oh, Lamine, what have you got? That's a foul. No, ref, don't give it. It's Pedri. Why didn't he give the free kick? He played on. That's not really an advantage, is it? They had a great position. Larry said, did you rate Eto? Oh, mate. Guy was a beast. Back-to-back trebles. I think it's the first time it's been done, isn't it? Won the treble at Barca, then won it at Inter. Unbelievable, Eto. Massively underrated. 45808 said, Curtis, my mum has bought me Lonsdale trainers for my birthday. What do I do? You try and find the receipt. That's what you do. You don't want to seem rude. Maybe you could say they're too tight, and then she might give you the receipt, and then you could say, oh, they didn't have the next size up, so I had to buy these Nike ones instead. You know what I mean? Lonsdale, you don't really want that. I'm not being funny. You don't want to seem ungrateful, but you don't want to be wearing them. Other trainer brands are available. You know what I mean? Forever Gunner said, my top 4 midfielders in the Prem are Rice, Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Guimaraes, and Caicedo. Current ones in the Prem. Who would I go for? I do like Bruno Guimaraes at Newcastle. He's got that bit of a bit scummy at times. I don't know if you could include him as a centre mid because he's more of a 10. I like Cherky at Man City. I would take Bruno Fernandes out and I'd probably pick the same 4. I'd swap. I go Rice, Morgan Rogers as well. You're right. He's got to be in there. I take out. Who would I take out? Bruno G or Caicedo? I like both of them, I'll take out Bruno G for Morgan Rogers. So, yeah, I'll go Rice, Rogers, Cherky, Caicedo. I'll go with them. I ain't putting Bruno Fernandes in there. Palmer, yeah, I mean, Palmer's like a winger / 10. And he ain't played a lot this season either. Here's Vinny. What you got? He's so quick. Vinny, saved. Gets a rebound. Oh, puts it over. I can't believe he hasn't scored for so many games after seeing his performance tonight. He's got Koundé skating around the pitch. Wharton is good. He is good. He'll leave in the summer, I think. Those questions are not fair. That group of strikers. Mbappe is the only one who's the most dangerous from anywhere on the pitch, and he doesn't have to rely on service, can play striker, left wing, right wing. Yeah, it's tough because the others are out and out 9s. Mbappe's been a winger for years and then gone back to playing up front. So maybe Mbappe shouldn't have been in the question to make it a little bit more fair. But Vin Stage said, big up Curtis, love the stream. Who are your top 3 players of the Emirates era? Excluding Oba, Ozil, geez, this is tough. You're taking out most of the best. Excluding Aubameyang, Sanchez, Van Persie, Santi Cazorla, Fabregas, Saka, or Rice. Who are my three favourite players of the Emirates era? I mean, I could include Thierry Henry. Henry did play at the Emirates, but he wasn't at his best. They're on the attack. Barcelona, that's a foul. That's a foul, ref. What? Yep, he's giving it right on the edge of the box. He took his time to give that one, didn't he? That is literally a yard outside the penalty area. I'm just trying to think. Do you know who I'd put in it as a player that I really liked was, and you've just wrote him there, is Samir Nasri. I thought Nasri was going to be a superstar at Arsenal. Jude's been awful, man. Clumsy challenge. Fouls De Jong. Free kick right on the edge. So I'll go Samir Nasri. Do I go Thierry? But that's boring because he wasn't at his best at the Emirates. So let's pick somebody else. And you've said I can't pick Alexis Sanchez or Fabric. You've taken all the best ones out. Top three favourites. Who would I go with? I did like Rosicky as well. I'll probably end up going with a defender. Saliba. Arshavin was all right. Not long enough for it. No, Walcott, no. Didn't it used to wind me up. Maybe Jack Wilshere. Rafinha and Lewandowski over the ball. He said I can't put Cazorla in there either, so he's let. Nah, not Gervinho, bro. That guy had zero end product. Lewandowski, Rafinha, no, puts it over. Why is he doing that slow run up, man? Oh yeah, Diaby was good as well, but nah, not Ceballos. Alex Song, somebody actually sent me a clip of Alex Song today, some compilation of all them. You remember we kept playing that chip over the top? Van Persie just volleying it in all the time. The Jack Wilshere performance against Barcelona was sensational. I thought Wilshere was going to be like one of the best English midfielders I'd ever seen. You know what I mean? But the injuries got the better of him, man. Renarson. Yeah, comedy channel maybe. Would you take Arsenal winning the domestic treble and Jamaica qualifying the World Cup, or Arsenal winning the Champions League? I'll take the treble and Jamaica qualify, even though I'm desperate for Arsenal to win the champs. If you can win the domestic treble, you should eventually then go and win the Champions League anyway, if you're that good. Plus, Jamaica qualifying for the World Cup would do so much for the country on the back of a massive, on everything what happened there. What was it? Well, my mind's gone blank. What was it? An earthquake or tornado? I'm going mad at hurricane. Jeez, my mind went blank then. But yeah, I'll go. Oh, Vinny. Oh, over the bar. Did he touch that? Corner. Vinny's cooking, man. Killian's warming up. Here we go, guys. Give me the champ. Sorry. Nah, you lot are harsh, man. Treble and qualification. We'd get the champs eventually. You got a soft spot for Nicolas Pepe. He was talented, man. He was talented. If you watch, I know it doesn't always tell the true story. If you watch the compilations, he actually scored some really good goals for us. He's not Arteta's type of winger. He don't defend enough. Killy's on the way, people. Killy is on the way. Rodrigo whips in the corner. Courtois collects it. 2-2. I feel let down. They haven't scored in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I need someone to score. That's a foul. That's a yellow card, surely. Barca are going mad. It's getting feisty. What are they asking for? I don't understand. He got booked. Is it a second yellow? I don't get it. Asensio. This Asensio, man, he's dirty, isn't he? Are they asking for a red? I don't get what the whole argument is. He fouled him. It's a yellow. Barca players are jumping around him. Who was it last time? It was Carvajal, wasn't it? Remember Carvajal was running his mouth to Lamine after the game. What people? I've got the commentary turned down, right? What are they going mad about? I don't understand what they're going crazy for. Are they saying it should have been a red card or something? I don't get it. He fouled him. It's a yellow. What's the argument? Let's have a look. Are they saying this should have been a red? No, it's a yellow, man. He kicks him. He kicks him, man. It's not a red. He doesn't catch him with his studs. It's a bit blatant because he just wipes him out. And they're on it straight away. Look, man are running after him. Hey, Valverde. Look at Rafinha. Oh, Rev, look at this. Oh, he pushed me. Ah. The way these guys act, man, you know what I mean? I'm sure they'd never act like this in the street. Man, give him a little push. Man's rolling over the floor and everything. Do you know what I like about these two when they play each other? Even though Spanish football is not as physical as the Premier League, it always gets feisty with these two. Like, I think I saw something the other day. The Barcelona chairman said they will never get on as clubs. I think even the board members, all of it, they just don't like each other as clubs. Because obviously Barcelona is sort of ran by the people and, hey, it's another nasty one. And then Real Madrid are obviously, I think the King of Spain is involved with Real Madrid. So they're very different sort of the way they run their clubs. Best player in the Emirates era, Fabregas throwing pizza at Sir Alex. Fabregas is... A lot of Arsenal fans don't like Fabregas because of the way he left, but I actually don't. I don't hate Fabregas the way a lot of Arsenal fans do. Sometimes you've got to be realistic. The guy is a Barcelona boy and a fan, comes to Arsenal at 16, gets to a world-class level. What's going to happen eventually? He's going to go back to Barcelona. They're the best team in the world. And he went back to Barcelona. We had a buyback clause. After 3 years, he left Barca. We never bought him back. Well, I think that's an Arsene Wenger problem. Wenger was in his feelings. Oh, no, he left when I needed him, so I'm not going to do the buyback. Okay, he goes to Chelsea and wins the title. Well, that's what you call cutting off your nose to spite your face. You could have brought Fabregas back to Arsenal at a time when we were struggling. And you said, no, he left when I needed him. You let him go to Chelsea and win the title. Fabregas even said in the interviews he was packing his bags to go to Arsenal. He said, Wenger's going to sign me back. I'm going back to Arsenal. The agent said no. They've said no. He said something like, oh, we've got Ramsey and Ozil. So Aaron Ramsey's stopping you from buying Cesc Fabregas. Crazy. People, I want to say, I can't believe this guy has turned up. And he's so shameless. He's turned up trying to diss an Arsenal player on a day like today. MJ, do you know what? You are more shameless than me, my friend. Manchester United knocked out of the FA Cup today by Brighton at home. Danny Welbeck, former youth product, scores the winner. And you're in here trying to shame Saka. He says, look at Rafinha and Vinny, ballers, then there's Saka. LOL. Brother, you ever heard of something called self-awareness? Your season is over on the 11th of January. We ain't even going to get to spring. You're done. No FA Cup, no Carabao Cup, not in Europe. Ain't doing nothing in the league. You don't even have a manager. And you're chatting about Saka. Yo, you got bigger problems. But I'll be honest, I respect the shamelessness. I can't believe you turned up. You're just basically a neutral. You're a fan of football for the rest of the season. Do you know what I mean? But he's a madman, isn't he? He's always shameless with his comments. Big up MJ. Big C is the best player you've ever seen. R9. Peak R9 at Barcelona is the best footballer I've ever watched. My opinion. I like Ronaldinho at Barca, Messi at Barca, probably Cristiano at the end of the first Man United spell. I think that was his most all-round sort of, I don't know, he had everything then. I felt when he went to Madrid, he turned into a goal machine more than the all-round game. Rafinha, he's got no support. Nah, he crosses it to no one. obviously different generations. I don't really comment on players that I didn't watch enough. So I see people in the comments now saying Maradona and things like I just didn't watch them. I didn't watch Maradona enough at his best. But I totally understand it. I've watched a lot of the highlights. Ronaldinho or Messi, says Christian. No problem with that. I think when it comes to those arguments, there's plenty of different answers. Rodrigo saved by Garcia. I think it's all relative to what you saw and what you liked. If you say Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Zidane, R9, Thierry Henry, people are saying Kaka. All those guys are just, they're at the pinnacle. Van Basten, Maldini, all these guys are the best. They're the best of the best. People say Cruyff, some people say Eusebio, Pele. I watched the Maradona documentary. I think it was on BBC One. The guy's, he's like a god over there in Argentina, genuinely. Romario, as I said, probably one of the best strikers I've ever seen in terms of finishing. So there's so many. It's just personal preference. I would say that Messi is the GOAT, of football. But he's not my favourite player of all time, But I think he's at the top of the tree. Who's your favourite right back of all time? Yours is Dani Alves. That's a good question, actually. I've got 3 for different reasons. One is Cafu. I just love Cafu as a player. So skillful. Dani Alves, incredible as well. I always used to like Lilian Thuram. He was more defensive. He ended up at centre-back. But back in them days, it was like your fullbacks defended first and attacked second. And Thuram was an absolute animal of a defender. And I always liked Thuram. I always liked Thuram. But I think Cafu and Thuram, probably my 2 favorite. And then Dani Alves, those 3. Philippe Larmier was a baller. Bellerin, yeah, not quite, mate. Not quite, I'm afraid. Gary Neville, yeah, not quite either. Here we go, counter-attacking season. Vinny, play the ball, Vinny. See there, that is poor. Decision making's got to be better there. Lamine's actually been quiet in the second half. He hasn't got the ball as much. Did you see a fan on TalkSport compare Calafiori to Maldini? They should have just hung the phone up, you know what I mean? What, because he's Italian and he's got long hair? Win 500k or Arsenal win 3 trebles in a row. 3 trebles. Let's go 3 trebles. I might make 500k off the content anyway. You know what I mean? 3 trebles in a row. Football is cynical. I've seen it all, like you. It is. But you might not be seeing anything for a long time. You know what I mean? I think we've got to start remembering. We don't have this discussion a lot. But MJ's in the comments. And sometimes you got to look at it and go, let's be real. United ain't done nothing for a long time. Like, I know you won a few trophies, like Mourinho, I think Van Gaal won 1, couple under 10 Hag. But let's be real. United ain't won a title in 13 years. And how long is it going to take them to win a title? You know what I mean? We got to weigh it up. You like throwing shade on Arsenal and that. Your roof's leaking. You got no manager. Your fans don't want your owners there. You got players like Ronaldo calling the club out publicly. No, I get it. Yeah, I agree. Like overall, yeah, they've won more than us in the. But what I'm saying is, there doesn't look like there's a lot of progression with United. It doesn't. You're not looking at United and thinking, I tell you what, in the next 2 years they're back. I'm looking at them going, I don't really know where they're going. It's like going round a roundabout and not coming off at any junction. Now, don't get me wrong. Until Arsenal lift majors, I'm still going to have the same opinion that Arsenal, you better start winning something major. But United, bro, when you put your club into context of where they've been, and I think it's a bigger issue than a coach. I'm actually not saying this to disrespect Man United now. I'm genuinely having a normal conversation. You can't just say, like somebody just said there, I think it was Jay, he said, get Xavi and we'll cook. Bro, you've had Mourinho. You've had Jose. You've had Van Gaal. You've had Ten Hag. He had a big reputation. You know, Mourinho was classed as one of the. Xavi, like, I don't think a manager just comes into United and fixes that team. Oh, you know, Amarim's playing 3 at the back. You played 4 at the back today and got dealt with. Do you know what I mean? You need way more players, and you need your whole structure needs to change. You brought a board that was at Manchester City to Manchester United, and they ain't even making good decisions. I think United are still way off. Big C, Liverpool fans are wild. They've forced Martinelli to disable comments on his Instagram. That was always going to happen, man. That was always going to happen. Try being a black footballer. You know what I mean? You look at what them guys, they have one bad game, they've got to disable their comments, man. You know what I mean? Liverpool fans were always going to go for him when the news came out that he's out for the season. Connor Bradley. You rate your A. Not anymore, bro. Not anymore. I've seen enough. He's a great security guard. Big up MJ. Jay Ten Hag in the, yeah. But what I'm saying is, Jay, when he came, I remember seeing Man United fans going mad. They were fired up for, oh, Dani Olmo, bad pass. United fans were hyped for Ten Hag when he turned up. Ramsey, only Emirates era legend thoughts. Now, I don't think, I've always said this, I don't think Ramsey is an Arsenal legend at all. I think sometimes we confuse moments with consistency. Aaron Ramsey's a very inconsistent player at Arsenal. He had that season where he was unbelievable, scoring the volley against Liverpool and all that. But he's a guy that turned up once or twice a month. You know, I used to go and watch Arsenal weekly them times, and he was so inconsistent. Used to lose the ball easily. Scored 2 goals. You know, he scored in cup finals. So they're peak moments, but he ain't an Arsenal legend. Yeah, cult hero. He's a cult hero. He scored massive goals for us in the cup final, but he ain't an Arsenal legend. Not a chance. Come on, Lamine second half ain't been cooking, man. He knows as well. That's why he put his hands on his head. Still though, look at the little touch into Dani Olmo first. It's worrying that we are at our best, and now that's the point where United fans would have a right to say something back to me. They could say, well, United are in one of their worst periods ever, and they've won a Europa League, they've won 2 FA Cups, 3 FA Cups, is it? 2? I think, did Van Gaal win 1, Ten Hag? And so they've won more than Arsenal in the last 10 years, so I will hold my hands up with that. If we don't win something major this season, this PR and process has to get... They got to rip that up and bring in the top manager. But hopefully he does win. Look at the tech of these attackers. Different level, man. Different level. Lamine. Honestly, I never expected Rafinha to become this good at Barcelona. When he went there, I thought, he's in his mid to late 20s. He's been at Leeds and Barcelona are signing him to start. I didn't really see that vision of him tearing it up, but he's almost the perfect winger to go. Oh, Lamine Yamal saved by the goalkeeper. Could have been his moment. Crossed in by Koundé, hits it straight at the keeper. Kylian must not be fit at all, because I can't believe with 20 minutes to go he's not on yet. Come on. Vinny, good defending. Garcia's played well with the mascot. Zidane versus Iniesta, Zidane. Zidane for me. Zidane, arguably the best midfielder of all time. He's just phenomenal. Chipping penalties in a World Cup final. Volleys. Top corner with his left foot in the Champions League final. Scored 2 in the World Cup final as well in '98. Zidane is he's in a league of his own, bro. Let's be real. Guy's one of the best footballers of all time. Now, Iniesta is an unbelievable player, but Zidane's better than him. Oh, Lamine, stop it. It's class. Oh, he overhits the pass. They've still got it. De Jong, just give it him back, man. Let him cook. Would you take Rafinha at Arsenal? Yeah, all day long, bro. All day long. Hey, tackles flying in, man. Prime Zidane was crazy. Zidane against Brazil, 2006 World Cup. One of the best performances I've ever seen in my life. Gold Preds flicking the ball over Ronaldo's head. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Do you know what I mean? The man made me look at them Brazilians like, yo, do I like the French players more than the Brazilians? He was just unbelievable. I mean, I think he should have done better, you know. I stretching a bit. If it's either side of him. Yeah, no, I'm not saying he doesn't compare, but he's just not better than him. I can't. There's nothing really in my head that makes me think, yo, is Iniesta better than Zidane? He's just not. For me, he's just not better than him. Oh, Danny Olmo, good dummy. 1-2. Rafinha! Oh, Rafinha! Deflected into the top corner. Rafinha! Goal! Visca Barça! Forza Barça! Rafinha! Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 2. Rafinha, right foot shot, deflected, goes into the top corner. And Barcelona lead 3-2. A little bit of luck there. I thought that was going over. See, you don't shoot, you don't score. Big deflection, right foot. Looks off balance, he slips. Actually lobs Courtois. Great first touch away from Asensio. But then Asensio blocks it. Courtois, has he gone to ground too early there? I don't know. No, he's moving. Yeah, he's done. He's diving. He's just watching it loop over his head. 3-2. Zidane said Maradona was the best he ever saw. Yeah, my dad says Maradona's the best he ever saw as well. You know, people who watched him, you're more in a position to judge him. I've watched his documentaries and stuff. You can tell he's a special player. You know, won the league with Napoli, the World Cup with Argentina. You can tell he's incredible. Yeah, George Best. People rate him highly. You know, he won the Champions League and stuff. What's Henry ever done in finals? Small game player. Well, World Cup winner, Champions League winner, Premier League invincible, FA Cup winner. His career's not bad, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's not too bad. His trophy cabinet, there ain't much space in it. Let's put it that way. Temiola, Ramzioni, Emirates. No, I read that one now. And like I said, cult hero for me. Best finisher I've ever seen, Romario. Yeah, Romario is an incredible finisher. Incredible. Shearer said R9 would be the best ever if it wasn't for the injuries. Probably. Yeah, I mean, to get the injuries he had, it's crazy that he even recovered, to be honest. Rafinha. Who remembers Zico and Socrates? Yeah, a bit before my time, but I've seen video. Yeah, all them Brazilian players of that generation were amazing. Substitution for Real Madrid. Kili. Wow, that stadium looks incredible. I'm actually gutted that I didn't plan and go to it. Imagine we went to this. I didn't know this game was being played over there until like this week when I saw an advert for it. Gonzalo comes off. Kylian Mbappe is on. Alaba comes on for Housen. I don't understand why Rudiger's on the bench. I think maybe they're moving on from Kili. R9 is my favourite striker of all time, says Scott. Yeah, I agree. Kylian Mbappe is on, people. Just come back from injury, obviously not fully fit. 15 minutes. Saudi 8-hour flight. Yeah, listen, you travel for games like this. Arda Güler. Güler's not playing, is he? Man said Arda Güler hasn't done anything. I think he's on the bench. Oh, he's come on now. When did he come on? Oh, he came on. Yeah, he came on 68 minutes. He's been on for 8 minutes, man. Give him a chance. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, Nike football era. Oh, the Nike adverts back in the day, man. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Somebody just said something in the comments. I wanted to go to. Yeah, a lot of people complaining about this game being played out of Spain. But as I said, I think that this is going to happen in England. I think it will start with the Community Shield, and then eventually it might end up as an FA Cup or a League Cup final. Old school Nike, Pepsi, Jogger Bonito commercials. They're unbelievable. The Brazil one in the airport. Big up Latvian Guna, man. He knows. Kenya Guna. Why is R9 your favourite? It's kind of hard to explain, but he was the player that I sort of looked at before anyone else and thought, I've never seen a player like him in my life. He was so quick at Barcelona, so skillful. He get in front of goal, his finishing was unbelievable. And then he go to the World Cup. I was just like, I've never seen a guy like this. He went to Inter. Italy was the best league in the world. And he was just ripping up. Like, everybody knew the Italian league had the best defenders. And I just used to see Nesta, Maldini. This guy had him on skates. He was phenomenal. Unbelievable player. Danielson, not the Arsenal one, was pure flair. Bro, I will tell you a story, right? So, I was in Orlando, Arsenal tour, and this guy comes out, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Cafu. So I go up to him, yeah? I see people taking pictures with him. So I'm like, yo, Cafu, man, yo, can I take a picture? I'm like, yo, this is Cafu. Like, this is one of the best right backs of all time. So one of the lads, I'm like, yo, take this picture, right? He takes the picture. I'm like, yo, Cafu. I'm dapping him up like, yo, legend, man, one of the best right backs ever. I could tell he didn't speak good English, but he's just like nodding his head. So I'm like, yo. So I go to get the phone back. I'm like, yo, Cafu. He's like, bro, that's the Nielsen. I'm like, what? He said, that's the Nielsen, the one that used to do all the stepovers for Brazil. I said, brother, I've been calling this guy Cafu for the last 45 seconds, and he's been nodding his head. He said, bro, that's the Nielsen. And then I looked back at the picture and I went, it's the Nielsen. I was just hyped, like, yo, I've met one of the best right backs of all time. It's like, bro, that ain't Cafu. That's the Nielsen. Step over Real Betis. I looked at the picture, I went, it's the Nielsen. I didn't even share the picture online. I was ready to upload it straight away. Oh my God, Cafu. I was like, oh, it's the Nielsen, the step over one from Real Betis. Devastated. Imagine if I uploaded that, saying me and Cafu, and they're like, actually, mate, that ain't Cafu. That is what you call an absolute howler. What made it worse was he kept nodding his head. I'm like, yo, Cafu, you're one of the best right backs ever, you know. He's like, I'm like, yo, baller. He's probably thinking, mate, I wasn't even that good. Why are you that excited? I'm trying to find the picture. It's so shameless. Barca on the attack. Lamine cooked him, pulled it back. Oh, keeper collects it. When was that Orlando tour? I can't even remember what year that was. This year was, no, it would have been 2 years ago. I'll find it. Would be a meme. It would be a meme. I shouldn't have even shared that story, but you know, I don't mind. I'm shameless. Cafu! What a right back. Bro, that's the Nielsen. Oh, okay, fair enough. Can we get an equaliser? If we was to write the script now, what we want is a Kylian Mbappe equaliser. That would be the script. And then we go, I don't know if this has got extra time or penalties. Let me try and find the picture. Cafu or Cole Jenkins. Bro, you're probably better than Cole Jenkinson. I swear he won. He got a golden ticket out of a chocolate bar. I don't know how that guy even played football for Arsenal. Shame no signature. Yeah, imagine. On the same night, Rivaldo was in the stadium. He'd already left. I was gutted about that because I would have loved to have met Rivaldo. I try and find it. Would you take Dani Olmo? I do like him as a player. There's too much sort of traffic in that area. I'd rather get Rodgers, just because of the age as well. younger, almost late 20s, isn't he? He's in his late 20s, so I go Morgan. Go for Morgan Rogers. Why can I not find this picture? Maybe I deleted it in disgust. I'll find it. Lamini's generational. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. Favorite movie? You know what? I don't have a favorite movie, to be honest. Rashford's coming on for 8 minutes. I've got so many movies that I like. I can't narrow it down to one, really. I love Life, Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. I love that film. Goodfellas, one of my favorite sort of Italian mafia gangster films. I love Shotters as a Jamaican film. I love the Fridays, Friday After Next, the original Friday, Rush Hour. There's too many. I couldn't even narrow it down to one. Somebody said there's an Arsenal kit in the crowd. We get everywhere, man. We get everywhere, people. All right, let me find this picture. What year was it? No, it was even the year before that. Jeez. Must have been 4 years ago. Jason Statham movies you like? Oh my days, what a movie that is. De Niro and Pacino in the same movie. Love that film. Carlito's Way, I like that film as well, man. Love that film. Not All or Nothing. Well, yeah, do you know what? Imagine watching that documentary back now. How different that would look. Yeah, yeah, I had all the Eddie Murphy films growing up. Coming to America, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and 3. I used to watch them on repeat. Raw, Delirious. I used to watch all of them. Can we get another goal? Real Madrid look like they've run out of steam a little bit. Dani Olmo. Come on. Second half hasn't been as good as the first, but there was always going to be a drop-off. The first half was incredible. Defensively, they've improved, which they couldn't really get any worse. Defense was terrible. Godfather 2, Scarface. Yeah, it's a classic. The only thing with Scarface, it's on for hours, isn't it? It's on for so long. I actually can't find that picture. I think I'm still another year behind. Did they go Orlando twice? I'll get it for the next stream. Searching through pictures, but yeah, it happened anyway. Would you still take Rashford? I think Rashford should. I was going to say he should stay at Barcelona. All right, there we go. I found it. Look at the state of this. I don't know if you can see that. The light's too bright, isn't it? I thought this was Cafu. It's the Nielsen. Look at the way I'm smiling. Oh my God, I've met Cafu. No, I ain't Cafu. Ah, fair enough. Cafu, you were a great right back. Yeah, I played left wing. Ah, well, same thing. Would you take Hudson-Odoi? Nah. He's good though. He's good. I think he could play higher than Forrest. Clear the screen. Yeah, bro, I don't know why. I think it must be the camera screen, but looks nothing like Cafu. Yeah, it was the jet lag. It was the jet lag. Football wasn't football till Pele showed up. But yeah, I mean, he was unreal, wasn't he? 1970 Brazil. They say is the best national team. No, look at that challenge, bro. Look at Pedri. I said, brother, where are you going? You ain't going nowhere. What do you think about Ibra? Top 10 striker ever. I don't know what it is about it. He's a great striker. Met him on tour last year. Cool guy. I feel like he doesn't get brought up in conversations. I don't know why. Like even earlier, people were going, who's the best striker out of these 5? No one ever says Ibra. I don't know why that is. Is he not rated? Is he overrated? Is he underrated? Goat P said, I waited for you outside so far and got a picture. Big up. And you were with Cecil. Hey, big up, man. I wonder if I'm trying to find out some details at the moment about Arsenal's tour. If it's going to happen. Ball over the top. Come on, Rashi. Rashford against Tchouaméni. Cook him. Cook him. He's done him. Rashford, he's done him. Should have shot, bro. No, what are you doing? He sent him to the shops then. Bro, why is he chopping back on his left foot? Look at this, Chris. Look how he does Tchouaméni here. Hit that. I mean, it's nice, the turn, but that's poor, man. He's actually got a yard on him there to just whack it. There's rumours of Barcola. Yeah, I think he might be available. I think I say his name wrong. I say Barcola. I think it's just Barcola, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know either. Barcola or Barcola? I don't know. But yeah. Where am I at with that? I'd put players ahead of that. You know, I wouldn't. He wouldn't be at the top of my list, but he is. He is very dynamic. Oh, Rodrigo. No, overdoing it. Wow, we're in the 87th minute. Big up to everyone locked in, man. 2,000 people. Get the likes up. Let's get 1,000 likes. This is probably the best game of football we've watched all season when you compare it to the Prem. In your defence, Cafu was on Denilson's podcast once and they commented how often people mistake one for the other. There we go. That's all I needed. That is all I needed. In my defence, I needed a lawyer. Come on, man. Yeah, man. I've just seen a picture of them. They look similar. Yeah, man. They definitely look similar, man. You could easily mix them up. In my defence. Yeah, I got some law to defend me, you know what I mean? Maybe they commented after your incident. He's probably like, mate, I've just been Orlando. Some guys called me Cafu 8 times. Dunga, the ultimate football villain. Gattuso close second. Yeah, Gattuso was a real villain. Dunga was quality. Rashford. He's cooked him. No, overrun. Aye! Aye, Asensio. Wow. Man literally hit the post. Rashford, did he book him for that? I don't think he even did anything wrong, really. Look at this. Look, Asensio rolls over and hits the post with his back. Look at this. Front flip. Boof. No, it kind of hits the side of his leg. He obviously dealt with it. Mbappe doesn't look fit, bro. He don't look like he can run. They've probably rushed him back. Alonso knows he's probably going to get the sack. P. Ventura said, low-key, I've never seen Barcola pocketed. He blows by defenders with ease, consistent finishing, and he's world-class. Nah, he's not world-class. I agree he goes past fullbacks with ease. Look at Lamine. What you got? Hey, boy, come. What you want to do? What you want to do, boy? Oh, he got muscled, and he got dashed to the floor. Was that? Who was that? Is that Killian? Yo, red card! Oh my days, he's giving him a red. Hey? De Jong? Yes. Hold on. No, but why is De Jong getting a red card? Oh, was it? Oh, he clattered him. No, but I didn't realise Lamine was trying to twist up Mbappe. No, he slips over. Bro, I swear it looks like he slips. No, but look, it looks like he slips. Watch before he gets the ball. Feet have gone. No? What are you saying? Studs up. All right, cool. I thought and I am an Mbappe fan. I thought he slipped. Straight red, though. Come on. Let's have a look. I can't believe Lamine was trying to do that to Killian. And he got dashed to the floor. Let me see the tackle. Does he lift his foot up at the end? Maybe. I do think he slips initially, but then he lifts his foot up. Yeah, Mbappe too strong for... Look, Lamine slipped. Oh, I take it back. That is a disgraceful tackle. No, that studs up like halfway up his shin. I didn't see that bit initially. Straight red. You get banned for the league in this because it's a competitive game. Nah. I don't know how players can complain when they do stuff like that. It's mad. 5 minutes added on. It could be even longer. High, yo, that foot was high, bro. Studs on his shin. He knows what he's doing. Well, Real Madrid, terrible free kick headed out for a goal kick to Barcelona. Been a really entertaining game, though. You would love Barcola. What I do like about him is he's so dynamic in 1v1 situation. But the only thing I would say, it would be like having a better version of Madueke on the left, where they're great at going past fullbacks, but the end product. You got to look at it. Barcola is a young French player at PSG, and they were more than happy to replace him for Kvara. He puts up all right numbers. Lamine's off. Brilliant first half, bit quiet second half. Araujo's on. 14 goals, 10 assists last season for Barcola. 5 goals this season in 14 games, no assists. Season before, 4 goals, 7 assists. I mean, they're not amazing numbers in the French league when you're playing for PSG. Last season's was good. I think last season he got like 40 GA. Something crazy like that. He got 24 GA in the league, 7 GA in the Champions League. That's 31. I'm assuming he got 9 in the cup competitions. It's not showing me the cup stats. Barcola is like Doku. Doku's one of them players you look at him and think he could be an unbelievable winger if he was more consistent. Consistency is the key with these wingers, isn't it? There's so many wingers that have got massive potential, but they're so inconsistent. And that's the problem now. There's loads of wingers like that. Leao's even like that. And I always say I want Leao. And I've watched Leao sometimes for Milan. He looks like he's not interested. You know what I mean? And then you watch him another week, he'll run past 4 players like they're not even there. And I just don't think Arteta likes players like that. But then the Noni signing is a bit out of what you would expect. 21 goals and assists in all comps for Barcola. Includes the World Club Championship. Good defending by Rashford. Rashford's in. Has he got the pace to get across? There's somebody chasing after him. Alaba's coming back. Marcus Rashford. Oh, Rashi. You don't need to knuckleball it every time. Puts it wide. I wish he'd have scored that, you know. I like Rashford, man. And Madrid are done anyway. No, they're not done. They've got enough time. Well, in fact, there's only 30 seconds left. But I think because of the red card, they'll slow it down. Rashford, little 1-2. He's in. Just got to drill it across goal. He tries to smash it. And it goes wide. I like Rashford, though. I read a report today saying that Barcelona are happy and they want to sign him. So I hope he gets the move because Mbappe, good 1-2. Ball whipped in. Here's a chance for Madrid. Has to be straight at the goalkeeper. What a miss. Carreras, the left back, hits it straight at him. They were queuing up. What a miss. What a miss. Whipped in. Even here, look at the little dummy. You can't miss. Oh my days, that's terrible. Why is he side-footing it? Put your foot through it. Smash it. We're 30 seconds over. Yeah. Barca have the ball in the corner. Tchouameni wins it back. The referee will probably add another minute or two. Our left wing is systematically the most difficult position, yeah? Because your left back's inverting, you haven't got a lot of support, you have to do loads of defensive work. Here's Kylian Mbappe, left-hand side, skips past one. Kylian on the run. It's a good ball out wide, Madrid. This could be the last chance. Oh, twist him up. Oh, corner to Madrid. Who's that? Arda Güler. Corner to Real Madrid. This could be the last chance. Courtois is up. Please, for the sake of the content, Courtois header, top corner, please. Just for the content, it will be unbelievable. Corner, yeah, he's massive as well. Arda Güler to whip this corner in. I think this will be the last chance of the game. Courtois is up. The whole Real Madrid team in the area. Goulet whips it in. It's high. It's headed away. It comes out to Mbappe. Sticks it back in. Header straight at the goalkeeper. Juan Garcia catches it. And the ref still hasn't blown the whistle. Wow, what a game. Madrid need Rice and Gabriel, yeah. Full-time whistle goes. Barcelona are the Spanish Super Cup winners. They have beaten Real Madrid by 3-2. Rafinha with 2. And Robert Lewandowski with the other one. Jude Bellingham was awful. He did nothing today. Mbappe clearly not fully fit. Only came on for 15 minutes. Arguments going on the pitch as always. De Jong was sent off for a terrible challenge on Kylian Mbappe. What a game. Barca win the Super Cup. That's the best game I've watched all season. Game of the season. Simple. Wow. That is incredible. Madrid should get Guehi. All day walks into that team. You know what I mean? That Howson, mate, I don't know what they think's going on with him. I don't know what they think's going off. The thing is, Rudiger's old now. Militao's injury prone. Alaba, I think's leaving in the summer. They need centre. I don't rate that Asensio, and I don't rate Howson. See Rashford and Mbappe. Bro, at one time they were calling Rashford the English Mbappe when they were both coming through. Barca. Do you know what? I think Xabi Alonso, he might get the sack. They're 4 points behind Barcelona in the league. They've lost in the Super Cup. I'm just looking at the Champions League group. I don't actually know how Real Madrid are doing in the Champions League group. Oh, it's nice to see us top of that group, but Real are 7th, 6 points behind us. They've lost 2 out of 5. One was Liverpool. Who else did Madrid lose to in the Champs? I can't remember who they lost to. Who did they lose to in the Champions League? Man City. Oh, yeah, Man City at home. Yeah, this guy's cooked, man. This guy's cooked. You know, Real Madrid are not one of them trust the process clubs, mate. They'll bin him. They will bin him. When you look at how much money they spend as well compared to Barcelona, it's crazy how much. Lewandowski was a free. Lamine Yamal youth team. Rafinha cost, what, 40-odd, 50 mil. Fermin Lopez is youth team. De Jong, I don't know how much he costs. He's on mad wages. Pedri youth team. Cabasa youth team. Eric Garcia youth team. I think Balde was youth team. Garcia about 30 mil. They only really bought Koundé, De Jong, Rafinha. And look at their team, bro. Vinny cost a lot. Mbappe was a free but huge signing on fee. Bellingham, 100 mil. Camavinga, Tchouaméni. Their team's way more expensive. So it's crazy. But I think Xabi Alonso, I think the job's too big for him, man. I think the job's too big for him. This could be the end of him. Oh, Pedri did he not come through there? Honestly, I don't know. I thought Pedri came through their youth team. Who did they get him from? Let's have a look on transfer market. I actually don't. I thought he came through at Barcelona, Pedri. Pedri. Who else has he played for? This ain't even showing me. But yeah, Pedri for me is one of the best midfielders in the world. 23 years of age. The maturity he's got on the ball is incredible. Oh, Las Palmas was it? Fair, but wow. 2 mil. That is amazing. That is amazing. How are you getting him for 2 mil? They must have spotted him from early. 2 mil. He's worth... I mean, if Enzo Fernandez cost 115 mil, how much is Pedri worth? He's better than him. Unbelievable. Do you know what? I'll be honest. I just assumed Pedri came through there. I think he did play for their youth system. Or maybe he didn't actually. No, I'm looking here. Maybe he just went straight into their first team. Fair play. What a signing that is. 2 million for Pedri. Wow. That's one of the signings of the century. That is £2 million. Oh, he's from the Canary Islands. Yeah. Yeah. Las Palmas. Yeah. 150 mil you'd get for him easily. Those deals just don't seem to happen in the Prem, do they? They don't seem to happen. Great win that for Barcelona. They always seem to get the better of Real Madrid now. Madrid just aren't a good team, are they? They're not a good collective unit. They're just a team of individuals. Even their goal from Vinny, it's individual brilliance. Prem is overhyped for a price, yeah. All day long. Did Inter beat Napoli? That was 1-0. I'm just seeing the goals now. Prem is definitely overhyped. Like they say, don't they? There's a Prem price and then a price for everyone else. They know the Prem are rich, so they overcharge you 20% on players. Odegaard would suit the Barca system. The only thing I would say, right, you know, all them Barca players, you know, even though they're all very good technical players, they've all got a bit of bite about them as well. You know, I mean, look at De Jong, he'll snap you if he needs to. Pedri, you know, Odegaard, I don't even think's got that bit of bite in him, to be honest. He would suit their system going forward, definitely. But all that picking out the wrong pass and that, they wouldn't accept that. Valverde's a brilliant player. He's a brilliant player. Yeah, Odegaard suits Sociedad. Cruz, check these goals, because you haven't seen these, have you? Check this goal, Rafinha. Wait till you see Vinny's goal. You would have been going mad. It's a great goal, isn't it? Watch this. Mbappe's owed 300 million from PSG. 300 mil? How is it that much? Imagine being a Leeds fan thinking this Rafinha used to play for Leeds United, scoring goals like this. You should have seen the miss before. He missed a sitter. So, hey boy, I can't hear you. Look at this. You got to watch this, mate, from Vinny. This is just world class. Come, let's go for a run, Kunde. All right, 2 players on me. Yeah? Hold that nutmeg. Cut inside you as well and finish. That is absolutely incredible. They're just a bunch of individuals, man. Real Madrid. They've got Kunde, bro. Look at that. Why are you grabbing him, man? Just let go of him. It's an unbelievable goal. Yamal, best player in the world. I mean, that first half was a masterclass. I don't care if he didn't score. Every time he got the ball, it was just like, check this goal as well. Lower. Have some of that. Yo, that's mad. That's crazy. Odegaard did go on loan to Sociedad. He did well with it. Right, people, I'm going to round up. It's been a great day. We'll be back tomorrow. Got a busy day tomorrow, Forever Arsenal as well. I'll be back on here. We'll react to the victory against Portsmouth. We'll talk about everything that happened over the weekend. The FA Cup draw is tomorrow evening as well. We'll react to that at some stage tomorrow. And we're playing on Wednesday. I think it's 8 o'clock kickoff. 8 o'clock on Wednesday. I just want to check. Has that Inter Napoli game finished? Or is it still going? Still going 1-1. Yeah, big up to everyone. Appreciate you tuning in. Probably the game of the season. And Barcelona beat Real Madrid 3-2. Big up to everyone. Take care. I'll see you.